can hear you. I can see you. I don't know if you can see me.
Perfect. Perfect. I kind of became a pro going live on YouTube, but going live on Instagram on somebody else's channel, I'm a little new to that. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I don't really like YouTube like that. I don't know why. It just because I'm so used to doing it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Okay.
The YouTube just throws me off a little bit. So, you know, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I hopped on this IG a couple of minutes earlier, just to be on time and making sure I'm not late and everything works. So, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I saw that. And we decided to do this. A lot of people were like, man, why you on so early? Because normally I'm on at night, a little later.
No.
But you're in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about your viral video that was all over the place, right? But first, can we give the people some background on you, your current relationship situation, where you live, all that good stuff, real quick? Go ahead.
Sure. So for everybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Soraya Brooks. I'm of Turkish descent, but I've been born and raised in Germany. I am 41 years old, and I've been married to my husband for 15 years now, and we've been together for 23 years now. And yeah, we live in Germany. And yeah, what else would you like to know? It's kind of
You
like,
already know. All right, so for the people that didn't see your viral video, this
mhm.
was just about what, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, where the video went viral with the
Yes, like,
yeah, the no competition, I call it the no competition video, where a lot of people, a lot of women, especially took the video, I believe, out of context because I seen it.
right.
Um, and so for the people who did not see the video, can you kind of explain, the video, what you meant, and different things like that from the video? Then we'll get into it a little more.
Sure, I would love to. Well, first of all, the video is already a couple of months old, right? I think I put it on YouTube like last year, maybe December or something like that, or even older than that. And I was most likely talking about the cultural differences between a traditional household and what I have seen in America, which was not that traditional, right? So, me coming from a traditional household, we do certain things in our household that are normal, basic to us, but that is like so appreciated by a Western, let's say a man in a Western country, because that's something that they are not used to, right? And I'm only talking about things like showing respect, talking in a calm voice, not screaming, and dressing a certain way even in public, catering to your man. These are things that are totally normal to us. And that's what I was talking about, because I was not seeing that in American households, right? And I know somebody took the video out of context and said that I said Black women are no competition because there are no family units. What I did say, though, in my video is that the average Black family barely has a family unit, because that's what I have seen. And a lot of people also think that this is something that I've heard on the internet, or maybe from television or something. But I was in America for 2 years, and I have seen many, many households, and it just felt kind of awkward to me. The energy was kind of off. And of course, I know that it's not every family out there, but I felt as though it was the majority. And it just kind of broke my heart, to be honest.
Okay. And your husband is American, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, w- how did you all meet, if you don't mind
Sure.
sharing?
We met in 2001. I was 18 and he was 21, and we met through a mutual friend. So, very basic. We didn't have any smartphones then, nothing. So, yeah, that's how
Hmm.
we met.
Okay, here in America
Yes,
or
yes,
in Germany?
sorry.
Oh,
Here
okay,
in
y'all met
America,
over
it was
here.
in Philly. Yes, it was a hot summer night, and I remember I was with the mutual friend first, and his name is Mark. My husband's name is Mark, and he joined us, and I was just flabbergasted when I have seen him, and I was blown away. So, yeah, that was
Okay.
it.
So, did your husband grow up in a complete family unit with a mom and dad in the home, or he just had a mom and
Yeah,
okay.
he had a mom, single mother household.
Hmm.
That's how he grew up. Never really had like a father figure or an authority figure in his family at
Hmm.
all.
Okay. Okay, because in your video, I remember you referencing it and him being surprised at how you just treated him and
Right.
catered to him when you would get yourself something to eat
Right.
or something to drink, but you would get him something and different things like that that he
Mhm.
wasn't used to as a man. And from your video that I saw, that's where the no competition you were speaking of kind of came from,
Mhm.
of the American culture.
Mhm.
And there is a lot of truth in what you said in that video as far as the family unit, not being a complete family unit
Mhm.
in America like that, especially in our households. Like your husband is a black man, like in the
Mhm.
black households, like he didn't grow up with the dad or in the home, it
Mhm.
was just a
Right.
mom.
Right.
And so, what a lot of people don't understand is that I talk about this a lot on my lives and different things that I do.
Mhm.
That no matter how you grew up, you are programmed or trained or whatever to be a certain way.
Mhm.
So, as a man that don't grow up seeing a complete family unit
Mhm.
or see women kind of cater to a man,
Mhm.
it does become kind of a culture shock to you when a woman actually does it.
Mhm.
And that's why I try to talk just to the women and the men too, because I talk to the men about, how they grow up as well without a dad and how it affects them also, in the household. But to the women who actually want these husband material men, that's quality men I'm talking about.
Mhm.
It's something in those men where those men want to be catered to like a man.
Mhm.
And if you never seen it, you never witnessed it, it's going to be tough in America's culture to emulate that, because America's culture now more than ever is forget a man, you don't need him, do your
Mhm.
own thing.
Right.
He should be doing everything for you, and the opposite. So it really resonated with me when you came out with the video where it's certain things that I be saying as well, and to hear a
Mhm.
woman say it,
Mhm.
it was pretty good to hear. So, but you, can you talk about how you like grew up? Was it your mom and dad, and
Mhm.
how you seen certain things?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for understanding my
Hmm.
message, where I was coming from. I think that's really important, especially I know a lot of women follow your channel as
Yeah.
well. And if they felt type of way about it, it's important for the content creator itself to make sure, he delivers the message if he understood what I was trying to say in the
Hmm.
right way. Because I understand I'm not a black woman, but the majority of women, obviously, they got mad at me. But to answer your question, how did I grow up? I grew up in a two-parent household.
Hmm.
My parents are from Turkey, meaning they came from Turkey to Germany. That means that they had struggles, trying to fit into this westernized society with their traditional morals and values. Nevertheless, up until today, it is really important for my parents that we keep these traditional values ongoing. And I was only 18 years old when I met my husband, but I was already trained to cater to everyone in my family. Meaning, and I still do that today. Before I get myself something to eat, and that was even as a teenager, I would ask the elderly in my family, including the men, of course, do you want something? Can I get you something? Do you want to have something to drink? My father would come home. We would have the slippers ready, we would pack his lunch. These are things, nothing special to us, right? But these are also the things that men admire about a woman nowadays, which is so hard for a woman to do because they're just too entitled for it. They're too independent for it. They're too strong for it. And
Hmm.
I'm just thinking to myself, okay, woman, if you feel as though that you are too good to do these things for a man, what does a man need you for? And every man is the same, right? You all want a woman who caters to you, who respects you. And speaking of the respect aspect, when a man talks, we listen. We don't interrupt. We don't yell, especially not in public. When I was in America, I have seen so many women screaming on top of their lungs with their men outside, screaming, arguing. We can all argue, but you would have to do that at home. In my tradition, we don't do that at all. And basically, that's how I grew up. And the thing about it is, my mother wasn't a stay-home mother, a wife. She had to go work full-time as well because my parents was trying to make it over here, right? We're not super wealthy. We was a good average working class family, meaning She worked 40 hours, he worked 40 hours, but still, if my mom would have to wake up at 3 in the morning, make sure everybody's food is ready, even if she's not home when we come home from school, we would just have to open the fridge and everything is there, you know? That's basically how I grew up. And because of the things that my parents taught me, my mom basically taught me everything about the household. This is how you cook. This is how you clean. You start in the kitchen. You finish with the bathroom because you don't want the germs from the bathroom to be in the kitchen, you know, just all this stuff. And my father told me everything about how a woman should conduct herself, how she should dress in order to be respected by a man. You know, so you would never ever see me showing cleavage. You would never ever see me showing certain parts of my body because all of that is exclusive to my man. And you look at social media and I see you rating some women sometime on your life. These are women looking for men. I understand it's 2024, but a woman should keep her goodies exclusively to her man only. Even if you don't have a man, don't try to impress a man with your boobs, with your booty, because you're just going to be categorized in one category and you're going to stay in that category.
Yeah. I try to tell women that if you wouldn't post it if you had a man, don't post it while you're single.
Right.
Because one of the things, me being single and would like to get married one day, one of the things I do when I do meet a woman or whatever the case, I want to see her Instagram.
Right.
I want to see how she conducts herself, how much she's outside, how she dresses, how she talks, because that'll tell me what type of woman she actually is. Is she a city girl that love to just be outside?
Right.
Do she want to show her body off for attention?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a man. Of course I love a woman that's got her body out, like go ahead. But I don't love that type of woman. And most men that are husband material quality men that would like to get married to be in relationships don't want a woman that's doing that for serious relationships.
Absolutely.
And I try to get women to understand this, that, even though you're free to do whatever you want, you're not free from the consequences that come from it.
There you have.
And so now you have a lot of men nowadays that see these things and run from those types of women when it comes to relationships. But of course, a lot of men will sleep with those women because if you're going to show everything,
Right.
or try to show sexuality, men are not going to come to you 9 times out of 10
Right.
on some type of wifey stuff like he's really interested in you. He's going to come at you to get what you're actually showing. So that's one of the things that I do try to get women to understand about just how men think. You know what I mean? I try to get them not to really think so much with their feelings and how they feel, because men don't feel that way. Regardless of whatever with them, men feel totally different, and they have to understand men. And they're at a disadvantage, a lot of people in our community, a lot of women, because again, they didn't grow up seeing the dynamic between a man and a woman. They didn't grow up with the structure, the guidance, and the discipline of a man in a home. They didn't grow up with that, because the man instills those things and kind of prepares kids for the real world and how different things are.
Right.
Mom is going to love on them and coddle on them and all that good stuff, but the man is the one that's going to really kind of prepare them. And a lot of women don't see that. So when they get out here, they're lost and don't really know how to cater to the man or even cater to themselves with respect once it comes to being out here, especially on social media. So I agree with you 100%. So the American culture in women is something that we see a lot on social media, where they talk about, again, not needing a man, being better than men, arguing with men. And you're saying that's something that you all just didn't do in your culture, whereas here it's celebrated.
I know.
It's celebrated. And now we have a thing called the passport bros.
Right.
I'm sure you see it a lot in Germany. Can you speak about that? I'm sure you see a lot of guys, because it's an American Army base out there, right? It is.
There are a few of them out here. There was actually one not too far away from me, but they closed it down. But there are so many here. And let me tell you, and I don't know how many of my videos that you have seen, women over here, they would do anything for, I'm going to have to say it, Black Americans, because they are just so attracted to them, right?
Say that
so I'm talking to
again. Say that one more time. You went out a little bit.
Sure. I don't know which part you didn't hear, but I said that German women over here would do anything for a Black American man. You
Okay.
know, the ones who are actually attracted to those. Of course, it's not going to be all of them, but it's a lot of them. I mean, you have establishments where these women go to in order to meet an American man because they know it's close to the army bases. The soldiers is going to be there, you know, and
Mm.
it's really a thing, and it has nothing to do with them fetishizing. No,
Fetis-
was that right?
it's less than there,
Yeah,
fetishizing or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
It's not
Yeah.
even nothing about that, you know. We just like obviously the looks. I mean, you guys are just exotic to us, and we don't have much access to you guys. So when we do have access, we're gonna compete. Like we're gonna protect our goods. You know what I mean? We are not going to let no other woman who isn't into an American man try to take him from us. So, and I'm actually speaking to a couple of girls who are in long distance relationships with Black American men as we speak. They're here. They are loyal. They do whatever they can in order to support their man, and they see each other maybe 6 to 7 times a year. But these girls, they tell me so much about how they feel in the process of being in a long distance relationship. Sometimes it's harsh, it's not easy, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. One of them actually just moved to America, so she's just as happy as she can be.
Okay. Yeah. I have friends that are in the military that
Mm-hmm.
have been to Germany, and they are like gushing over Germany. Like, man, you go to Germany and these here women will treat you like a king in
Yeah.
Germany. Because when you hear the passport bros, a lot of times you see the passport bros going over to
Mm-hmm.
Brazil or Colombia or somewhere like that. Me personally, I don't hear about them going to Germany. Just the men in the army are the ones that I hear about. But I have always heard that about the women in Germany loving black men like that. And I have seen a video or two where they were looking at your husband. I caught a video where
Yes.
the lady was kind of at your husband a little bit. Like that's just what it is when you go over there,
Right.
because American men, especially black men, are in demand
Right.
really, in a lot of places around the world,
Mm-hmm.
by women who are raised more to be submissive. And
Mm-hmm.
submissive, regardless of how the women feel about it here in America, is something that all men, all masculine men, traditional type of men, desire in a woman. It's something that we look for.
Right.
And it's regardless of how women feel about it. And I try again on my page to talk to them about some of these here words, because now what we have here in America is that a lot of women, not all of them, of course, you do have some women that's okay with that, but you have a lot of women that frown
Mm-hmm.
at the word.
No.
And I try to tell them, if you frown at the word, there's no way you're going to want to do the actions of the word and
Mm-hmm.
actually yield to your man and submit to his authority or power or
Mm-hmm.
whatever within the home like that. You're not. You're going to want to challenge him and all of these here different things. And for men, especially once we get a little older, a little seasoned, a little relationship, different things under our belt that didn't work out. One thing that we value more than anything, once he becomes stable and all those things, and wants a woman, is a peace aspect of the relationship, where we don't want to be here sitting here arguing with you about little things, or you trying to challenge every single thing that we do because you feel like we're equals. That's
Mm-hmm.
not something that men want to deal with long term. And
Right.
so being submissive is really something that's taught. It's taught through the culture. Like you said, hey, this is what we did for my dad.
Mm-hmm.
We did this for my dad. We made his plate. We had his slippers, and that's things that I have heard from other cultures of women here in America, where they would do those things for their dad, and when their dad passed and he died, they would do them now for the brother.
Mm-hmm.
They would cook
Sure.
his food, make his plate, get his shoes, and all of those things. I'm going to tell you now, I have never seen it in in the black community. I've never seen that.
Really.
At my home, with my parents are still married. They've been married 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
My mom always did, like, my mom would cook, clean, and do all of these here things for my dad. But she didn't really instill it like that in my sister to do it for my dad, because she always did it. But
Mhm.
when my sister got married, she's been married now 10 years, I've seen her do it with her husband.
Mhm.
So even though my mom wasn't telling her, hey, get your dad's plate, get his shoes, iron his clothes, she seen it. She witnessed
Exactly.
it.
Right.
And so then when she got
Mhm.
married, she emulated it because she was trained
Mhm.
mentally, even though she wasn't trained that way just by doing the actions. So it
Mhm.
matters. And when you are not trained that
Mhm.
way, it's going to be foreign to you, number
Mhm.
one. And then two, living here in America, listening to everything around you, be it the TV shows, the music, your friends, that's considered weak. It's considered weak if you are submissive to a man and letting him guide and lead you and all those things. It's considered weak. And I'm not saying that a woman should just let any man lead them and just be submissive to any man. That's not what I'm saying at all. He should be a man of value and a man of substance.
Mhm.
But if you don't have that mindset and that behavior and that demeanor, that type of man that is that quality man, he's not going to stick with you while you try to figure it out and you're 37, 38 years old. So
Absolutely.
if you can go and pay for um how to give head classes,
Mhm.
how to have good sex classes. You
Mhm.
can pay for wifey classes somewhere because they are out there, and femininity courses also. I talk to the women about that type of thing also. So
Mhm.
um, I know you see these here types of things. Do you have women here in America that you are close friends with, that you talk to or see certain things with, or did you?
I talked to a few. I've
Okay.
been talking to them for months
Okay.
now. So I don't know what you mean by if I see certain things. What exactly do you mean? Do you mean on their
Um,
social media or?
no, no, I mean like certain things that they might do as far as the American culture way of dating that's
Of course, of
not
course.
submissive and
Yeah,
argumentative and those types
yeah,
of things.
of
So,
course.
do you talk to them about those things,
Yes.
or are they not receptive?
When they reach out to me, yes, I don't be in nobody's business.
Okay.
You know, when
Yeah.
they have there's certain things in their stories, I don't just try to correct them because they know who I am and we had
Hmm.
conversations on this level. So
Hmm.
I feel as though, which they also do, they reach out to me. Like
Okay.
when they want to have advice, like what am I supposed to do? Because they know I've been married for all these years and I will tell them the things that they need to hear. You know, I was talking to a girl, she's in a long distance relationship. She was going crazy over something so little. She was
Hmm.
German. But I told her to calm down. Like, if you want to work with this man, if you have one goal, one mindset, which is to be with this man, then you're going to have to check your attitude and control your mouth. But
Hmm.
to answer your question, yeah, I do talk to them about their behavior sometimes.
Okay. And well, since they call you, they got to be receptive to it, right?
Most definitely. You would be surprised. I'm really, really thankful. I'll be having hour-long conversations with women from America about whatever they are going through. They can't really turn to no one because they have no one in their environment who has the experience that I have in the relationship. I'm not saying I'm perfect in everything that I do, but I have learned so much within all of these years I've been with my husband. And I haven't been married for 15 years because I'm doing everything perfectly. No, he has taught me a lot about myself. I was receptive to his information. Yes, I was emotional at the beginning too, but I calmed down and I listened to the words that the man said in my head. I know what he's capable of. I know what his character is like. And I know, like you said, he has to be a man of substance and of high value, that I need to follow his advice just for my relationship to work better. And why not give that advice to other women who need help?
Yeah. Um, so one of the things you had said, I think when we first got on here, was about how you dress. How
Mm-hmm.
you dress, right? This here has come up on my live a couple times with a few women that I have done lives with, and you know, the American culture, a lot of it is to do what you want to do, to
Mm-hmm.
do what you want to do, and if a man is not okay with it,
Mm-hmm.
he's not a secure man. He's
Right,
insecure, and you should leave him alone if he
right,
thinks that maybe your dress is too short
right.
or you got too much cleavage out. You should do
Mm-hmm.
your own thing and forget your man.
Right.
You know, so what do you think about that? As because I'm sure you've seen it too, probably on
Of
social
course.
media, right?
A lot
So
of
what do you think about that?
What I think about it is if you want a man to respect you, you're going to have to portray yourself in a certain way, whether if it's in public or even on social media. And I've seen a couple of women on your live, and there was this one particular woman who has literally traumatized me, who was on your live. She was talking about Jesus, and her boobs were completely out, and she almost got you kicked off of YouTube. And she's over here. I'm sorry that I say this.
Yeah.
She was a complete wall banger. Like, she's trying to impress you with God knows what, talking about Jesus. And obviously you probably like what you have seen, but you're like, why are you bringing Jesus into this? You about to, but okay, let me not drift off into this. But yes, a woman cannot just do whatever she wants to do. We're not designed for that, you know.
Yeah.
And if a man wants you to change your wardrobe and you want to be with that man, you're going to have to follow his order. I changed my gym wardrobe completely. Not that I was wearing scandalous things, but my husband said, I want your t-shirts to go above your behind. I said, why? He said, because I don't want men to see your behind when you're walking around, when you're working out. I said, cool, I understand. I will do that. And I changed my wardrobe. So if a woman wants to be in a functional relationship, they got to stop showing themselves like 304s. I know you know what that stands for, obviously. Because if you want to continue that, exactly. If you want to that trend, then you're just going to be, you know, approached by men who just want to do certain things with you as a 304.
Yeah. I you know, I've had these discussions with women, and some of them do get it after breaking things down to them. And I try to tell the men, like, if a woman won't change, if
Mm-hmm.
you think something is too skimpy, too showing, whatever it is, if she won't change, leave her alone. And we're not
Mm-hmm.
talking about you, and don't try to make her do it by, go in there and change. No, that's not how you lead as a man. You act, hey, I don't like this.
Right.
I don't like that because of blah blah blah. And then watch what she do. If she
Mm-hmm.
gives you attitude, I ain't changing for no man, leave her alone.
Right.
Because women like that are dangerous for men. Because as men, we are tasked with protecting our woman. So
Mm-hmm.
if we go out with her, or she out with her girl, whatever the case, and she got on this little bitty dress, she just got pasties over her nipples and a sheer shirt, the
Mm-hmm.
chances of a man groping, grabbing, or pulling on her is way greater. Does it happen without those things? Of course it does.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, but the more scantily dressed you are, the better chances you have.
Right.
Now, if that happens, what's the first thing she's gonna do? She gonna go to her man. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
this dude grabbed me. This
Mm-hmm.
dude groped me. He grinded on me. Now you, as the man, gotta go and defend your woman, which
Mm-hmm.
could cost you your life.
Right.
So,
That's true.
if a woman won't listen to your sound reasoning and good judgment in order to be protective over her, she shouldn't be protected.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't.
Exactly.
You should leave that woman alone and keep it moving. Now, I'm not talking about nothing silly with no guys that just want to be dictators and make their woman wear whatever they want them to wear. But I'm talking about reasonable quality men. If she can't listen to that and understand that, okay, this is not just for me, it's for
Mm-hmm.
us. It's for our protection that I don't go to the gym like this, or to the mall like this, or to the club like this with my girl, if that's what you do. It's for us. If she can't listen to that, she should be left alone immediately. And I catch a lot of flack for that, for saying stuff like that from women. They call me insecure,
Of
but
course.
I think it's very secure when a man has a set of standards,
Mm-hmm.
for himself and his relationship, that he's willing to walk away from a woman from. It's
Yes.
insecure if a man don't like it and he
Mm-hmm.
don't say nothing, and
Mm-hmm.
he just lets you do whatever you want to do and run over him. That's insecure. So
Right.
yeah, I agree with you 100%. But if you didn't grow up like that, if you grew up again, um, listening to a man and actually respecting a man's guidance and direction in your household, it guides you also later on when you get older in how
Absolutely.
you do certain things. So that's one of the major things that's missing here, in America,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of American households. So I I do appreciate you joining my live. I wanted to get you on here after I saw that video, and I know since you're in Germany, it's such a big time difference. That's
Mhm.
why we're on, so early. Like I said, normally I'm not on this early, but so how long y'all been in Germany, you and your husband?
It's been 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he in the army
No,
also? Was he in the army?
no.
No, he's not in the
He was in
army.
the medical field when he was in America. That's why
Okay.
average working class man, not no high value six figure man. He was just 21. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then he just decided to move out there.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay, and
done.
okay, I like that. I like that. I've never been to Germany. It's one of the places I've never been.
Yeah, you should.
I have never even thought about it.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
you should.
one of
You're really looking for a crazy experience as far as women, that king type treatment, I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, I mean, you should most definitely try it. And if you want to know where to go, reach out to me. I'll tell you the locations, I'll tell you the cities because you can anywhere. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, you're probably not gonna want to leave because the women out here are natural. We're talking about eight, nines, and tens that will treat you like a king. I know it sounds unbelievable, but that's really what it is.
no, it don't sound unbelievable. I've been to a few places where, I have seen some of these here things. I've been to Brazil and
Mm,
over to DR, Colombia, and Mexico, and I've seen just a certain type of way that a lot of men are treated. One of my close friends, one of my guys, he's actually married to a Brazilian woman, and he lives in Brazil.
wow.
So I was out in Brazil with them for like 2 weeks,
Hmm.
and just watching how she did things for him,
Hmm.
it was just like, man, So it's definitely a lot of